It's needful that you know the full story. It's not only snow we came to pick here.
Jokes apart, I really thought that I would have financial freedom after 3 years.
The thoughts.
I expected that I would really like come here and just like blow, literally.
Hey guys, welcome back to Other Place. Today I'm
Hi.
a guest.
Hi, my name is Kilichi.
A YouTuber. Let's start from there.
Yeah.
And by that, please head to our channel.
Yes.
Subscribe.
Thank you.
Like.
Thank you.
We made a video together. Like
over there and watch as well.
Yeah.
And watch. Click on the like button, subscribe, and what else do you do? Comment,
yeah.
And
all of that.
share that on your socials as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's nice to be here with you, Ada. What's wrong with this girl?
Oh my god, it's nice to have you here. It's nice to have you here. So we make content around living in Germany, life in Germany. If this is what you're into, please like and subscribe to our channels. Hear it from here.
Yeah, from here.
And then go over there and say that and you know, do the needful. Yeah. Okay. In this video, we're going to be talking about reality versus expectations of living.
Expectations versus reality.
Yeah, of living abroad. Because it has come to my notice that a lot of people want to jackpot. However, it's only needful. It's needful that you know the full story. It's not only snow we came to pick here.
Who makes snow? God.
The weather might be cold, however. And this is particularly this is particularly for those that want to move to Europe, particularly Germany, because that's where we are. Yeah. However, Europe's kind of similar in certain things. So we're going to talk about some of that here.
Sorry to interrupt you. I feel like Europe is like Lagos Beach. You know how divided call this one on Europe, call this one Barracuda, that's how Europe
it is. The same, how do you say, concept.
Yeah,
different. Yeah, the place you see tents, not the same place, but they're still tents.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get right into
started.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, so first things first, let's talk about the expectations, because that's what people usually have. You know, when they want to come to Germany or when they want to travel, they want to leave Nigeria entirely, right? What are some of the things before you traveled?
I feel like I want to host it right now. Okay.
Before you traveled, what were the expectations you had? What was in your mind? Like, what were you thinking? You know how they say money to grow on trees? You're expecting money on the tree?
I expected that after like 3 years, I'll buy my mom a car. Buy my dad a car, like buy my parents a car.
So that
I expected, I expected that. No, jokes apart, I really thought that I would have financial freedom after 3 years.
The thoughts.
I expected that I would really like come here and just like blow, literally work as a student, finish, graduate, start earning money, big money. I thought I was going to finish big money. I thought I was going to graduate in 2 years. Jokes on me. It took me 3 years to complete my master's program because baby girl had to work and study at the same time, and they didn't bond me well to carry on my studies in one semester. I had to break
actually, it gets very, very intense.
It's cumbersome, so it was crazy. So I really thought that I was going to make a lot of let me leave the a lot, but I thought I was going to like make good money enough to at least buy my parents a car in 3 years. Wow. I was really oh wow. And that was like on the financial aspect, right? And then on the other aspect, I really thought that coming here, my life would be perfect, put together, because I used to be this kind of person that, like, I mean, I lived with my parents, of course, before I traveled, and you know how you're living with family and then you're like, oh, I can't wait to be on my own to do the things I want to do, eat what I want to eat. Those kind of things. It's like when I came, I didn't have the opportunity of living alone and eating what I wanted to eat. But you realize that you do miss the community life. You do miss living with people. It's almost like it makes you a loner.
True.
Day in, day out,
True.
you're by yourself. Your phone is your only companion.
And that's if
checking
people are even texting
That's
you.
people are texting you, or you're texting people,
Because
or you're checking your socials.
It's
Really,
your background. I cut everybody out.
as in, do you understand? Because some people, and to be honest, some people are. I was in the category of those that traveled and I didn't tell a lot of people.
Oh yeah.
And
because of
till
village
tomorrow, people are still vexing for me for that, and they don't talk to me as they used to.
people.
So I lost contact with those people. We literally drifted, so we didn't check up on each other again. So there's a lot, but these are the things I remember that I really expected that money part. I thought I would have made so much money by this time. How long have I? Almost 5 years. Well,
For me, like when I was leaving Nigeria for the very first time, that was when I was going to China before I even came to Germany.
oh, okay.
I was in Nigeria for the very first time. I felt okay. I have arrived,
Lies.
They're gonna hear from me when the Igwe.
Oh, they will know. How get quitting on them, man. Babola.
First of all, I went on a scholarship, so I was like,
Oh, in China.
yeah. So I was like, everything is gonna be smooth.
Soft.
When I reached there, I realized that not every time they give you scholarship you will collect.
What happened?
Saying no for once. Almost
Really?
to maintain a scholarship.
Oh, expectation was so high, right? Academically.
We are writing exams, and it's not like you just like writing. It depends on your level, right? Just like writing C1 exams every year.
C1 of Chinese.
Of Chinese, and then because I went for masters, right? I wrote it up until C2. That C2 exam, I wrote it like.
That means you can speak
like
Chinese.
I wrote my masters in Chinese.
And that means you're very fluent in Chinese now.
My dear,
Wow.
let's leave that talk for another day. So my expectation, was that no problem. I just go, do it. Actually, I know Chinese is China is a very business oriented place. I was not really interested in the business part, but I felt like, oh yeah, at least I'll get to travel around and stuff. I did some of that, but that exam that I was writing, a lot of people were failing it. And the thing is, if you fail that exam, you lose your scholarship. And now they don't grade you just on the scholarship, right? Sorry, not just on that exam. You also have to include your class participation. And you have to include extracurricular activities organized by the school.
You attended.
You have to attend. I said I was a sportswoman. I played basketball. I played football. I played volleyball.
Wow.
I was a baller.
You're really a baller. Also, you have these in your records that
Exactly, because if you don't partake in any of them, so you might lose. The government was paying us, myself and some of my colleagues, they are paying us stipends. So they pay our school fees, they pay for accommodation, they're also giving us stipends each month. It was chill, no doubt.
Soft.
It was really soft, right?
Well, you're gonna work.
If
you're not work,
you
wow.
Sometimes they give you free, say no. Anyways,
Okay.
so that was for that one. And then if for instance you pass the HSK exam, so what HSK, right? That's the C1 C2 exam, the language exam. Let me just put it that way.
Okay.
I'm saying C1 C2 because the exams that we take here in Germany, they're graded that way. So A1, A2, B1, B2, C1. So I was writing an equivalent of C1 and C2 exam,
Like the highest
grades. Yeah.
Wow.
So even if you pass that and you fail your class assessment, you will lose some part of the scholarship. So the government will not pay for your fees, but the school will not pay. It will not, pay for your rent.
Oh, your accommodation.
You have to everything back to back.
So where will you crash if you had?
You pay out of pocket.
That means you would.
And it was not cheap.
Wow.
It wasn't cheap because the place they put international students, as international students, was a very very dope. Okay, so
and because scholarship, come on,
it's scholarship babies. To be honest, my hostel in China, I was staying in a hotel. Like literally, it was a hotel that they just took a side off. So the place was really nice, and we were staying two in a room. Meanwhile, other Chinese students were like, I don't know how many were in the room, but the room was actually packed and stuff. So they were giving preferential treatment, but you're gonna pay for that preferential treatment. So the rent alone, and imagine you live on a scholarship, your parents are happy, they're not gonna pay for anything. That called them and tell them that you failed one
You
exam.
lost it. Wow.
And I'm not even kidding. This was very traumatizing. Some of my friends lost theirs.
But you finished.
I finished to the glory of the Most High. But it now made me, when I was coming to Germany, I was not given scholarship. See, pushes.
So wait, you actually finished your master's in Chinese.
Yeah, and
And
came
then
here.
you.
Yeah, I said again. I was not given scholarship. I said the one my eyes on my ears. No, my dear.
Speak small Chinese now.
You come over here.
Please, not let me hear.
You see,
Just say small.
I said I paid. You're gonna pay me. If you wanna hear me speak Chinese.
I maybe I'm cook rice.
Perhaps it's not a problem, okay? So that was one expectation, right? And then when I was coming to Germany, I was expecting, oh yeah, I was coming as per, how do you say, because I wanted to be my professional life here. In China, I didn't want to stay back in China after school.
Why that?
First off, the kind of jobs you're going to get is either you're going to be a teacher or a translator. You hardly find all these office
professional career.
And I wanted like something professional career, like. So I didn't want to teach.
And you would teach in their language.
Of course.
Baby.
Or you could teach in English. No, actually, you don't teach in your language because you're in China. You teach in
You
English.
teach in English.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then if you're teaching in Nigeria, you're not
You
teaching
teach
in
in
your language.
Chinese.
Yeah, you teach in Chinese. Some of my friends did it, right? But me, I didn't want that. And then what else again? The interpretation thing. I worked for a Chinese company. Never again. That's all I can say. No, not again. No, that's not happening.
Oh my god.
You don't rest.
Really?
I was working
Back to back.
Sunday to Sunday, 6 to 6.
Wow.
I said I came to Nigeria. I was leaving. You see me when I was going back. You know how it's like you come in, you're looking fresh because you came back from the abroad. I was going back looking like a burnt offering. I was still under the sign, just construction.
Wow.
This one was China. Let us not come to Germany. The expectation was that I'll come, I was trotting to the office with my laptop. My sister, I worked as a delivery babe. Leferando.
You worked in Liferando.
I said, thank God I got the skill of driving bicycle in China.
Wow.
So I not in
Nigeria, most of us didn't, yes.
Even though I wouldn't even be qualified to do the job.
Yeah.
And I needed money. Because here you pay euros.
And that means in winter as well.
It was winter. This thing happened in December. My sister.
No. Oh. Mine was a different ball game altogether.
Hey, you see expectations. And then at home they'll be like, oh yeah, my daughter
is abroad.
They don't know was seeing Shaggy.
Shaggy pounds, I know.
So that was, but to be honest, to be fair, I kind of, because sometimes again when you see yourself in situations, you have to find a way to enjoy it. So I found ways to enjoy my different job. Again, I was seeing that span. Oh, I'm driving. I'm
exercising.
I'm also riding around Berlin because I was pretty new in Berlin at the time. And I didn't even tell you, the first job I got in Germany was to do newspaper.
What? What's that?
How do you say?
Deliver
newspaper.
That means you worked with DRL?
No, it was not DRL. It was one newspaper company. Each morning, the job was the day I started was the day I quit.
Because you didn't need to speak German. Yeah, that's
the pay was good though. I said the day I started. No, I didn't even start. They said I should come for training to see what the job was like. That was the day I quit. I didn't go back.
But what was it exactly like for you? Like,
mind you, this was around September.
Why talking like this?
Hey, people need to feel what I'm feeling. Just for you to manage expectations. They don't pick money on the trees here. Anyways, so when I went to the I was sending out applications every day just to job. Yeah. I had blocked accounts, but I knew the blocked account was going to run out one day. So I needed to have like a backup plan, right?
Yeah.
So I went for the interview. It wasn't even like an interview per se. They just said, okay, do you have documents that you can watch here? I had documents. I said, okay, fine. I should go one day to test the job and see if I like it, then I'll continue. Opening time, like when I was supposed to arrive, was 4 a.m.
4 o'clock. When would you now wake up?
The idea was that I'll do the job from 4 to 6 a.m.
And
then you're
that's
done for
all
that
holiday.
day.
Okay.
You're done for that day. My day was very bad. Waking up at 4 a.m. I think this was around November. I don't know. November. It was cold, yeah. And then I had lectures at 8 o'clock.
And there were physical lectures.
Physical lectures. Then there was no COVID. So you have to appear.
You have to be there.
You have to be there. And you know how they take attendance in these countries? Because you're on a student visa. The attendance counts.
Yeah, it does.
It's not like you come and just, no. If you don't show up, they're going to send you back to where you're coming from. So I went for the first day. First of all, you have to push this heavy wheelbarrow filled with newspapers. I was even late to start with.
Early morning.
I got there. They gave me like like 2 streets I have to deliver. And they'll give you something that's
every
close
house.
to you. Pretty much. Because not everybody, because some of these people, they subscribe for these newspapers online.
Okay.
Yeah, and then my sister. Some of them you have to look for they'll give you keys. Some of them you have to open your keys. And then first of all, you look for the name. Hey, after that day.
Did you do for supermarkets as well? Because I need
No, let us focus on the residential areas. It was not nice. I went that day. I finished. I said I wasn't going back. I am looking for money. I did not come here for sacrifice. So that was the very first job I did. Then when I went to school that day, I was lamenting. You know, I was telling some of my friends that like people I met then that that I just went for this job today and I'm not going back there. It was too stressful. And me, I'm a resilient person. Do you get? I'm the kind of person that if I need to get things done and I need to, but I had to quit that job. It was too much. Because I could imagine myself pushing that in every day, every morning, that early, and there was no way I could even do that together with studies. So because again, I'm new to the thing, so I'll take my time. So by the time I finish, the lecture would have gone half. That's how to turn me back because what was I even doing? I'm delivering newspaper. That's what they brought me here for. That was one. Then that day I went to class, and then I saw this guy, you know, we just he was like, oh yeah, he works in a cleaning company, blah blah blah. That's how I got my second job. I was a cleaner. I was cleaning offices. After that one, when I was in the cleaning thing, I mean, don't get me wrong, it was nice. However, my back.
Yeah, I cleaned as well with HelpLink.
Hey.
I cleaned and it wasn't funny.
It was.
I developed. You know, the first apartment I went to clean for HelpLink, I remember I was literally scrubbing the floors like it was my house. When I came back, I was complaining to my friend. I was like, see, my back hurts and everything. He was like, no, not be so. You don't wash it like it's your house. So I went on my knees and I was scrubbing the back.
And if you do that for one, how many houses you do
that for? No, he was like, no. There's a way to go around cleaning people's houses. Like you don't go all out scrubbing like no, you're scrubbing the house for your mother-in-law. It was crazy.
Thank God it wasn't even house, because house has its own dynamics.
Oh yeah, house has its dynamics in comparison to offices.
Mine was offices, and oh God, let's leave that just for another day. It was not nice. And then what even made me quit was that the guy, before you have to come 5 days a week, and then it was in the evenings.
For the cleaning?
Yeah, for the cleaning. But then one of the days I had the German class. They just fixed the German class. And I told my manager, oh hey, I have a German class. He's like, if you're not going to show up for 5 days, you're not going to work at all. That's how I lost that job.
Just like that.
Just like that. I lost the job. And then I think I was not getting an additional income for like a couple of months, and then after I got my first working student job and everything. That's how it became a bit. So yeah, the expectation was I was gonna come and start my portfolio. It did not happen.
No, it doesn't work like that. Yeah,
it doesn't work like that.
A lot of people like feel like the moment they come with their qualifications from Nigeria or wherever it is you're coming from, whatever country you're coming from, that
it doesn't work.
You just land yourself the first. There's always kind of like a ladder in Germany. I don't know about other European countries, but for Germany, there's always you start somewhere. But you eventually climb. But a lot of people don't actually know about this working student thing. It's a possibility that when you're studying as a master's student or even a bachelor student in Germany, you get a job as a working student. They call it Werk student in Germany in your field.
Your field, exactly.
Your field. So the good thing about it is that
your Werk student. Okay.
I just stop. The good thing about it is that when you graduate from your study program, you have an edge. You have experience, professional experience in that field, in comparison to just doing lager jobs, working in the what's lager? warehouse.
Warehouse.
Because I worked in a warehouse. The two jobs I did before I got like my first working student job was warehouse and cleaning.
Mine was
It wasn't funny.
Newspaper. The Ferrando. And cleaning. If I got my so that was one. And that expectation I had was that, you know, everything here was going to be like super smooth. The bureaucracy in this country
is a lot.
I don't think you understand.
It's a lot. Like there's so much what do you call it?
To get an appointment here.
You know, the worst part is that, you know, I relocated, right? And then I was looking for a new foreign arts. You know, before I found one. Sorry, foreign arts means gynecologist. Before I found one, Jesus Christ. You call this place, that they have a lot of patients. You call this one, they have a lot of patients. You call this one that, okay, that they're going to be available in the next 3 months.
My dear. So that was one. And then when it now comes to, what is it called? The amount of papers they use in this country, I don't believe it.
You've been wondering, like, I thought every other person was digitalized. Like, why don't you send me? I was even surprised to see that they now send e-receipts when you go to supermarkets. If you're subscribed to, if you have their apps, like Kaufland, Rewe, Lidl.
I didn't know
if you have their apps, you can get e-receipts. So like, we're digital
finally
now.
we are moving forward.
Like, I don't know, I did do a lot of paperwork in
God.
Germany. So much paperwork.
Another
reasons.
Another expectation I had as per Germany, this one now, expectation from China to Germany, was when it comes to like cashless society.
Cash is king in Germany, guys.
So cashless. Like, I can't remember the last time I saw cash.
Physical cash, right?
So it's either, and it wasn't even card. I didn't even know my card was.
So it was transfers.
It was not even transfers.
So paying with your phones.
QR codes.
Oh wow.
Even when you go to the market, like the old woman that's selling something to you has her own QR code.
Wow.
Honestly.
Wow.
So everything was, and it's like, you know how they be like, okay, China is this, what they say, developing nations. Hey, let us face the truth. Germany, we have to go back to our roots. It's, to be honest, past glory. If you go to like Asian countries and you come here,
those ones have advanced. They've left us behind. They've left Europe behind. Asia,
The ICE
Asia's left Europe
that I entered here, like the trains, they were like, oh yeah, it's the fastest train in Germany. It's one of the slowest ones in like compared to China.
Compared to China, right?
If you enter the fast train in China, you know you're more fast train. You will feel it.
You feel the speed.
You feel it.
Supersonic speed.
I
can imagine. So
that was a nice place. So when I came out, another thing, accommodation.
What?
My expectation was that I was coming to an advanced country, and that accommodation was going to be so easy to find, and you know they're going to be begging me to, you know, take a house
in Berlin.
And even if I found an apartment, that it was going to be you know, well furnished, blah blah blah. The first,
you really expected that?
To be honest, because
is that the same way it is in China? Like that's how it is in China.
I was in a student's apartment, and then
I
had a place waiting for me when I came.
You thought it was the same?
I thought it was business as usual.
Sorry,
my dear.
The thing is, my own expectation regarding housing was that, you know how in Nigeria we don't count bedrooms as we don't count the sitting room as a room.
Yeah.
But in Germany they count your sitting room, your living room as a room. Like for example in Nigeria, when you have 2 bedrooms and 1 sitting room or living room, it's counted as 2 rooms in Nigeria. But here it's counted as 3 rooms.
Yeah, true. But that was not even where I'm pointing towards. I want to talk about the experience I had.
The shock you had.
So when I was looking for an apartment, okay, finally I'm here, right? And then I say, oh yeah, it's actually difficult to get an apartment, but keep applying and stuff. Okay, no problem. The way to, of course, in Nigeria, you just matter of calling an agent and they'll help you with the application. Yeah, like they help you. Sorry,
no application now.
No, they help you go and visit
just
houses and stuff. Okay, no problem. Here, you apply for an apartment as if you're applying for a job.
Yep.
That's really more difficult to get an apartment than it is to get a job in Germany. That's one.
It depends, but yeah, I get your point. It's as difficult as, let's not say it's more difficult, but it's as difficult as it is to get a job, like a job. To be honest,
it depends on your city. This Berlin has shown. I've seen my own level of shame.
And Munich, yeah, and Hamburg.
I've also heard people's experiences. It's difficult to get an apartment here, like a decent apartment
at a decent price.
Then I was looking for a shared room because, of course, I could not afford to stay by myself at the time I was a student, right? The places I went to, I I went to one. No, I have to talk about this. I went to one apartment, right? I went to one apartment. They said that, oh, we're gonna be 7 in the room.
Eh?
I'm not joking.
I don't understand. How big is the room that you'll be 7 in it?
Oh God, I don't know how many square meters to give you. Let's just say, for instance, it was 30 square meters. I don't remember how many square meters.
7 people would place 7 beds, or
they actually placed the beds for you. You're gonna be 7 there. That was not even the one that was one driving me mad.
In Berlin here.
I'm not joking. The one that now drove me was that, and I said, okay, is this like 7 beds? He said no. No. And all 7 of you
will share bathroom.
Of course. And
even
kitchen.
if it's one mine shaft, VA has its own.
The way I ran out of there, I was like, excuse me? Like, if now I'm remembering yourself.
Refugee. It was a refugee camp. We're not going to pay for it. No.
I now went to the second apartment. The criteria was that this time we're going to be 2 in the apartment, right? I was going to share the apartment with one guy. I went with church mind, you know, no problem. I'll share with the guy. And I was there, and I saw the guy. He now told me part of the criteria was that I'm going to share meat.
As in,
till this date,
share meat as in the rent.
I need like we'll be cooking together. Food.
Sorry if you think meat in here in Germany means rent. So I thought she meant meat.
That was not
meat as in food. Hey?
That we're going to.
Well, you guys going to buy food together, cook together, or something? Oh, wow. Never heard that. Like, was it like a condition or something?
If this guy was a fine boy, it would have made it more bearable.
So that's your problem.
No, I'm starting a business. No, it's not been like, you know, if it was like a young guy, like, you know, it'd be like, okay, but why would you want? As I saw the guy, I didn't want to even explain or even ask him what happened. Do you get? I said, how? We're going to be sharing sausage. I don't understand. And now into the room itself. Hey, Chineke me. There was no bed. It wasn't giving. And a lady was staying there before. She was moving out. That's why they needed somebody else to stay.
Just stay. Okay.
Like, how? It was looking very, just giving very hippie. Do you get? I said, okay, fine, no problem. I saw the bedroom, the kitchen, the bathroom and everything. Up to this, I'm still traumatized from that experience. I'm like, if I remember it. Another time when I was looking for an apartment, they took me to one apartment that the bathroom was in the kitchen. Like, literally in the kitchen. So,
what's that?
The design, just imagine, you're showering.
Even lucky developers.
Like, you're showering, you can actually stretch your hand from the shower and turn your soup. I'm not joking. I used to making this thing.
I think I can imagine that kind of scenario. It's like in a corridor, and
it
then
was not the
bathroom. I can imagine.
This, just assume this place now is the kitchen. This is where they put the how to say, the
stove.
Fell, yeah, the stove there. The bathroom was over here.
You had it rough. You had it rough. Jesus, I can't imagine. No, I didn't see this one. So you had it rough in housing.
Yeah.
No. Wasn't the same in Dortmund. Dortmund is very cheap.
No, Berlin. Hey, if you're coming to Berlin, you better brace yourself. And
I think it's because of the population. This place is Berlin is very populated.
At the time, housing was even very cheap
compared to
now. Now, if I leave this apartment, the next place gonna see me is under Alexander Plant Bridge.
You can imagine, because there's so many people migrating to Berlin right now. So many people.
That's if you even see the apartments. God, it's so expensive. What other expectations did I even have? Did they just
relationship one?
Relation. Oh my God, I thought men were all over the place.
Yeah, so the moment I arrived in Germany like this,
I'm gonna be married.
I'll marry immediately. Hey, Madu.
Hey. So I actually thought, okay, fair enough. There are gonna be men here and stuff. But
on the other hand, let's be realistic. You know that when we're growing up, we used to hear a lot that our aunties, rich aunties abroad, or rich cousins, or big cousins, let me not say rich, but big cousins and big aunties, that when they go abroad, they don't get married. We didn't really think about that.
And I really think of the reason behind it.
Thank you. We didn't think about the reason behind that.
We felt so because we were doing shakara.
They didn't want to get married.
Yeah, they didn't want it then.
That was what we thought back then. But
now,
You get why?
That was a reason.
There was a reason for it, and
Right.
I think it's largely
There are no spouses. I don't say there.
don't say there are no spouses. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't say there are no men.
There are spouses, though.
There are men, but they're the good ones. No, I won't say the good ones because what is good for me might be bad for somebody else.
Exactly.
The one that meets your expectation, or the ones that you I don't know, the ones that you want. No day. That's
not because no day. Let's rephrase it.
Okay.
No, I'm going to rephrase it because there are actually, but they are hidden. That's the truth.
There are because I know. Yeah, there.
Can you see your life in public?
No, there are.
The thing is, I feel like most of the eligible, and this is not just on the men's side, though. It's also on the female side. I feel like,
because I said spouses. I didn't say male or female. Like,
exactly. I think it's largely they're existing, but most of them are hidden.
Yeah, you have to, and then you also have to be patient. Because sometimes
just calm down and do your thing.
You have to be patient.
Because if you're really considering that when you come abroad you find a partner and then keep things off, it may not work like that.
You don't see them like that.
It usually works from like you get to meet people. I feel like you get to meet people through it's either referrals or social media, or there's some form of gathering that you guys meet at.
Yeah.
But if you're thinking that you actually walk on the streets and call you,
or maybe you know how in Nigeria you just walk in a car, just baby hopping. Nobody.
and the long thing. Such things do not happen here. You know how even
boss stop speaking.
Boss, you have to be at the house to sell it for the boss for you now because they won't
just
stop randomly.
It's nothing like we're here.
So the honest truth is that finding a partner here, like thinking that when you, an expectation of, okay, when I come to Germany, I would find someone with immediate effects. I think you should dare it too. Even though, let's be realistic, it could work for some people, but don't don't center your mind around that.
And then the reason I want to talk about it is because sometimes people don't travel abroad, they break up with. If you have a good partner,
don't do that.
Don't do it. Don't break up with the person.
I actually heard a story of someone who wanted to be married. So someone wanted to marry her. The guy was in Nigeria. He wanted to get married to this lady, but she was traveling abroad for her master's at the time. And then because she felt that she would see someone there, she was like, no, she's not interested in. She feels like she may see something better. And then she saw she conquered, she came back. There was nothing for her there. Do you understand? And then of course at the time this other person had moved on.
Yeah.
Because she was coming back as well, okay, can it work? But no, the guy had moved on, found someone else, and they're married today, even though thankfully the both of them are married. But my point is, if you really have something that could work for you, where you're coming from, please don't trade it because you feel like, except the person doesn't see the possibility of reuniting in form of a relocation.
For good reasons.
For good reasons. Do you understand? Some people are like, I don't want to leave Nigeria or whatever country they're in for certain reasons, business related, family related. Could be. If that is the case and you can't help it and you really have to move, then don't even pause your life because of that. Because if you're traveling abroad, not just in Germany, if you're traveling abroad and believing that it could happen for you, but don't have it at the back of your mind and expect that it's going to happen immediately you arrive. You may not find what you are looking for because, like she said, what is good for you may be bad for someone else, or what is bad for someone else may be good for you. But really just zero your mind and believe that, okay, with time, I find it.
And to be fair, you know how it is that in Nigeria they'll be like, go outside, you don't see anything.
You won't see nada.
It's not by go outside, be online. If you want to see.
Yeah, exactly, being online.
Be online. Yeah.
Because I actually know someone who met her spouse on one of these dating sites.
Yeah.
And they're married, happy with a child.
So
it's really not a thing of step out and to go and have fun, because where you're stepping to, who is really there? But on the other hand, where you could meet potential people if you step out,
if it's
gathering of people of your kind,
like this, like
gathering
Nigerian
of
things, or maybe African things.
Yes, you could find
someone there.
But then at the same time, we're already disguised, so be very sure.
Honestly, you have to be very careful.
Be very careful.
And this includes church.
Yep.
Don't even say, oh, he's in church.
Yeah, you could actually be thinking that, you could find someone that vibes with you on your same frequency in a church that has African people, or a gathering of African people and Nigerians, but
you see the same super story.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, so, it could be funny like that. So you have to be street smart and street wise when it comes to looking out for partners in this part of the abroad.
Yeah. And that expectation when it comes to like building wealth.
Steuer.
My sister.
Taxes. Taxes are a thing here, and it's really like
Not just that
sometimes
how high the tax is a lot.
it's quite
So if you
quite
get,
high. I think what saves you is I've come to realize that what saves you is when you get married.
that is why they encourage marriage.
Yeah, they encourage
Marriage.
They encourage
in
people
particular
living
day
with
because
parents, yes.
it saves you a lot of financial things. You get, and that's why here too. A lot of people live with their partners, even though they're not married. You save on rent, you save on a lot of
Exactly,
things.
a lot of things.
Right? But when it comes to like if you're married and you have kids, it also reduces the amount of taxes.
Taxes that you pay.
But
That's true.
for single people, I mean, it's 42% tax, right?
On as in total of your earnings.
Yeah.
Because I've not actually had the opportunity of working full time.
Cool, yeah. It's 42% of your total earnings.
Really? That's a lot. That's almost half of your money.
The reason I'm saying is when you see your contract and you're coming from you're coming from Germany, sorry, or from Nigeria or any other country, and then you convert the amount in euros, you're like, wow, I've made it. Divide that money into two. Like
literally.
Break it.
42% is a lot. I haven't heard this before.
And also bear in mind that you're spending in euros. Basically, when you get your salary, you just end up paying your rent and paying for food.
Because the insurance is already taken care of.
Insurance is taken care of because they deduct it before it enters your account. Because they don't want to hear story.
Yeah.
They don't want to hear. They take it out before you can enter in your account. They will just collect. You just pay for your rent. You pay for feeding.
Basic amenities.
Basic
needs.
Basics.
Basic needs.
Yeah, and then all the subscriptions that you've done, because they do a lot of subscriptions
and
here.
Then if you're now unfortunate and you went to buy something on rant along,
and you're paying monthly.
It's crazy, really, because at the end of the day, you're like, where did all my salary go to? And if you're not intentional about putting money away, and if we're being honest, Seth, now that I think about it, growing older has taught me that putting money away is not really wealth generation.
It's not.
You're not even really. It's not wealth generation.
You're
probably just putting money away for saving. Yeah, emergency cases.
It's never wealth generation.
Do you understand? If you're not investing that money, so when you think about it here, except you really have plans to establish something ASAP somehow, be it here in Germany or in your home country, then you can talk about, okay, let your money now be your tool for making more money. Like your salary, let the salary that you've put out be a tool for you to make more money. But otherwise, you just see yourself saving for the raining day, and it's probably going to rain the next hour.
The way the rain will come.
It can come like a storm.
No, it's we confess positively over here. No rain is coming.
No rain. It's going to be
chill,
chill, sunny all the way.
Yeah,
but really, like, if
weather.
we're being realistic, it's really difficult. Like, if you have the expectation from wherever you're coming from that if you come here, whatever money you earn is all going to be in your pocket, please dead it.
Yeah.
Because like she said, I didn't know it was up to 42%.
It's a lot.
Because when you take out this steuer, that steuer, all the taxes out, what are you really left with? And then it also depends on where you live. But
almost half
if we're being honest, you can also just try to tighten up your budget by living in an area where you don't have to pay so much on rent.
That's the thing. That's the hack. But now that the price of everything is high with inflation, it's very difficult.
It is, but if we're being honest, there are still some
areas
where you can get affordable house, especially in the east of Germany.
That's if you have work in the east of Germany.
Not just that, or if you're working remotely. If you're working remotely,
then it works. If you have to go to the office every day, imagine traveling how many hours.
No, you can't do that.
If you stay in Berlin normally, Berlin's already big. For me, I travel almost an hour to my place of work, and it's still in Berlin. So imagine going outside of Berlin.
That would be crazy for you. That would be really crazy. But yeah. It is what it is. And
then another thing too is that when it comes to like emergency funds, for instance, in Africa, most times maybe your father's land somewhere, you can sell land and raise money. You have not paid rent here, you keep a land to sell.
Where did you see land to buy? Where did you see? What are you?
The point is the way people make money here, or the way people kind of invest and everything here is completely different from what is, they have the stocks, funds and all of that. But something that's particularly very important is a private pension. Even the government is telling you to get a private pension plan. I'm going to make a whole new video on private pension plans and all of that so that you're more informed. But if you don't have one, get one. the government encourages, because they themselves, they know that in the near future it's going to be very difficult, and the taxes they collect from you now, they don't use it to,
they're being used to fund
the
people
current people
pensioners
that
at
are
the moment.
pensioners.
See, if you're really being honest, it's time for people to, I mean, maybe out of context, but it's time for people to actually think more towards being business oriented at the moment.
And even if you're doing business, the taxes
Production.
you pay.
That's another thing. But if I'm to suggest, like, don't even consider doing business where you are. Do business back home.
Yeah,
that's where you actually see value for your money.
You will, but that's if you're spending the money back home. Because if you're, let's say for instance, now you're doing business in Nigeria and you're converting to euros, at the moment, €1 is
plus.
Okay, one time. So how many euros?
So the thing is now, it now depends on, I mean, if you're planning to use the money you're making from your business back home to fund your lifestyle in Germany, that's where you put,
exactly.
Okay. But if you're keeping it away for, like, okay, reinvesting purposes, generation of wealth purposes, then I feel like you shouldn't have money, because at the end of the day, many people here have the mindset of going back.
But you also have to consider the valuation of naira. Like the only way that will work is if the money is not in naira.
I think we should even leave Nigeria out of this conversation right now.
That's if the money is not in naira. That's the only way that
just remove them from the group chat at the moment.
So there are a lot of things that people expect. I mean, don't get us wrong. Life abroad is a lot easier in certain areas. Certain areas. But then again, let's not forget the fact that here people also have their challenges and stuff.
I'm sorry to cut you short, actually. If you're talking about the financial aspect, I feel like, yeah, even though, I mean, it's still better than what you have in some developing countries, because from where we're coming from, people work like giants and eat like ants. But here, when you work,
Nigeria, people are really suffering.
My dear, that's a story for another day. But here, you get to work and see the value for what you work for. The only thing is that they'll slash it, a lot of it for taxes, but
no, slash it.
Yeah.
And so the thing is, it's not to discourage you from coming. Please, if you find your way, come. But the point is just for you to kind of plan better. You know, it's kind of, because I've heard situations where people came in and then, you know, they just came in and every day they're entering Ubers. The way the money we finish.
Who does that? People do that here. Uber every other day. People have money, sha.
The issue was that, like, the person I heard, he came, you know, looking for a job, and not getting a job, but, you know, he couldn't really navigate the, you know, public system, transport system and all of that.
He couldn't navigate. Is he in Nigeria?
Of course. And then, you know, Uber here and there and everything. I'm like, you don't have income and you're having expenditure, but
hey God.
But again, the truth of the matter is, and then the people feel like, oh, they can easily get like jobs very fast. In comparison to Nigeria, it might be better. However, it's not always like that. And you also have to like tune your CV, and also like a lot of pruning has to happen. I also have to put yourself out there when it comes to work. So LinkedIn, Zing, all these their networks and everything. You have to put yourself out
professionally,
there. And then when you have interviews, you cannot just go there and you have to have like the interview spirit. You cannot just go there and just talk anyhow and feel like, oh, they're going to give you something and stuff. So a lot of preparation that comes in, and even when you get the job, maintaining it is a different thing, because that probation period and stuff, you know, and it's 6 months. So imagine 6 months you're working on that, and even after you pass the probation period, doesn't necessarily mean that they decide to sack you, they will not sack you.
Throw you away with the speed of light. That's the thing, because when you think about it, there's a claim, or there's a belief or an expectation that there's job security here. To an extent, kinda, but they are able to fire as easy as they hire you.
They don't
because you know how we have government jobs in Nigeria where you actually have job security. They would hardly fire you in a government job in Nigeria. But if it's a private company, you can easily get fired. But here, government, private, if you're given a probation time for 6 months, and they feel like you're not performing up to capacity.
Sometimes it might not even be about your performance. It could be that the company is losing money.
Yes, and they're just like shedding, what do you call it, laying people off. They could actually lay you off, especially if you're like one of the newbies, and then they feel like, okay.
So imagine coming, you relocated your entire family, you sold all your houses, everything in Nigeria, and you now came here. and this kind of thing happens, and it happens.
It does happen.
It happens.
To people. It does happen to people actually. So
what would you now do? You know, so there's always this backup plan when it comes to finances and stuff. And we are adults now. You cannot just go back to your mom. Even your parents, maybe they might not even have. They cannot even go back to them and tell them, oh yeah, please help me sort. They can. Some people, they might do that for a while, but it's not sustainable. It's really not sustainable. So the point of making all of or seeing all of this is just, again, manage expectations. It's fun and nice in certain areas, but we also want you to kind of have like, be a little bit more realistic and have like more information when you're coming. Like, be aware of some of the challenges you might face.
Be informed. Very important. Yeah. Be informed.
Be aware of some of the challenges you might face, and also know how you can, get over those things. Like, for instance, all this tax ID, social security stuff. In Nigeria, we don't do that. But here, if you don't have social security and tax ID, you will not last in the job, because
they won't even hire you.
No, sometimes they'll hire you and the day is not
bring it. Yes.
You don't bring it.
Voila.
And there are processes to all of these things, So, this is what happens in Germany, but in other European countries, they also have tax IDs. Some of them are called different names, but you have like some kind of identification number, that they use in kind of identifying you as an employee and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So manage expectations and stuff.
Regarding some hacks that helps to deal with the disappointment if your expectations are not cut short upon arrival, would be get informed as early as possible, so that you're sure of what is existing actually, so that you're able to from the very onset,
from the
get-go, like streamline the expectation in line with what is actually obtainable in the country you're moving to, in this case Germany. And also, when you relocate, eventually get in touch, or try to meet people that would, like, you could learn from their experiences, people that could, genuine people that you could learn from their experiences, and who could actually tell you how to navigate certain things, especially the bureaucratic part of being in Germany. Yeah. So that's very important.
Speaking of meeting people, that you're in an African group doesn't necessarily mean you get like help from there.
True that.
You get. Sometimes too, it could give you, and sometimes it might not be intentional, to be honest.
You don't need what you don't have.
Yes. Everybody's trying to navigate, so they might just give you like an information that might not be helpful to you. You don't have to hate them or whatever, or hate the person that gave the information. You just have to find your way. So my point is, whenever you receive an information, vet it before you act on it.
Yeah, and speaking of what you just said now, like, you also get by from learning on the go. It's living in a country, relocating from the country that you've always been in for a very long time, or that you were born in, is a learning curve. Do you understand? So you actually get to learn on the process and give yourself sense.
I just remember some people have expectations that when they come here, they have people that will do everything for them. My dear, you will learn how to be a builder, a painter, a carpenter.
Not the builder. There are hardly artisans here, and even if you want to get services of an artisan, it's very expensive. So you have to learn all the handy skills that could help you to really literally pull through. Because painting, anything, in fact, you really have to learn how to be very handy.
Yeah,
unfortunately, I didn't. I really didn't. But the good thing is, I really didn't really need.
You didn't need, yeah. So I think at the end of the day, if you needed to, you would have. Like, for instance, when I was in China, when it comes to making hair, the first time I learned how to make hair was in China, because I needed to make my hair. You get?
So you know how to make your hair now,
but it's not as neat as.
But you can make for someone else.
I can make for someone else, but it's still not going to be like super neat. Wow. You get? Because I didn't like. When it comes to crochet, I can do crochet very, very well. When it comes to like braiding and stuff, I didn't really hone that skill so well, right? And then when I came here, my friend makes my hair. She has like this hair salon and everything, so we go to her to make her hair. So I didn't really have the need to,
go and learn further. Yeah. So these are the hacks you can think about, and of course, pray to whoever your God is to help you, really, because living abroad is kein Kinderspiel. It's not a child's joke.
It's nice.
So,
it's not. And if if for instance you lose a job in Nigeria, there's community you can fall back on.
Is there any community you can fall back on?
I don't want to use the word community can fall back on, so to speak, but nobody's going to chase you out of the country because you lost your job.
That's because you're a citizen of the country now.
Yeah, but my point is, you don't have that fear of they might
deport you.
Me. That's one. Secondly, you can reach out to a number of people to say, oh, hey, reliable people, like, can you lend me some money right now? Then I put myself together. I mean, when Nigeria was Nigeria, right now I don't know what the country is like, you get, but on a normal sense, right? Here, the person you're calling probably is still
It's trying to figure out. Yeah, it's trying to figure out.
They might not help you out, not because they don't like you, they don't.
But they don't have the capacity to help you. Yeah, that's true.
They don't have.
Yeah, that's very true. So in that regard, that's actually another serious expectation of people, that okay, there's always someone that will come to your aid every now and then, but doesn't really work, because people are really dealing with different things. The fact that they don't come out to talk about it doesn't mean that it's not happening. So don't feel bad if you actually eventually relocate and then you have some financial crisis or some sort of crisis, and then someone out there is unable to, or rather people out there that you think should be in the capacity or should have the capacity to help you are unable to help you. Life is happening to everybody here.
And so, here everything is, time is money, literally. You get, so you cannot just spend your time doing things again. So if you maybe you call for an event and people don't show up, I mean, there's still different reasons behind it, but the point is that you cannot just say, oh, let me just call my friend to me. You have to plan ahead, because your friend they're coming to call, maybe the person doesn't have the time, you know.
Planning is shaky.
Schedule everything, like this is like in your calendar is my
calendar, and see, we're talking on my alarm.
Your alarm went off. You also have to time yourself and stuff, so and all that. I hope this video is helpful. If you find it really helpful, please give it a thumbs up, like, subscribe, and please, if you haven't done so, head over to Kelechi's channel
and watch the video we have.
Watch the not just the video we made, other videos as well. Yeah, I'm sure that some of them
you'll definitely find something that
would help you out. And this was actually really nice.
Yeah, it was.
But we need to go now because it's getting really dark. And anyway, we'll see you guys in our next video.
Another one.
Ciao.
Take care. Bye.